helicopter races over fields and little villages, sleepy cities, a gas station. Its shadow moves fast across the English countryside. Inside, in the passenger compartment, the two passengers huddle over the hastily stowed gear. One of them, a woman, grabs the headset of the helmet, and looking out over the horizon, there is smoke rising in the far distance.
Looks like they found a way, sir.
The man, tall, adjusts the headset over his turban. Yes, a messy way, but yes. Kitwara looks up from her notebook, looking Khan straight in the face. It's not over yet, but will you tell them? I will. If they live, I will. The helicopter zooms further north, towards Leeds, towards Armley. The first sounds of the helicopter rotors penetrate through into the black car. The heavy, deep thumping, then police sirens. The gentleman sitting across the table from you, inside the little vehicle, bores his eyes into you. It seems like this pickup has encountered something of a snag, wouldn't you say, Doctor?
Indeed.
The vehicle moves slightly, starting the engine. I believe we would need to get out of here in order to make the delivery. The only problem is the gates are locked.
Yes. Perhaps someone should go and find the person with the key?
You know very well that this prison is now on lockdown procedures. Your staff, you could do something about this. I suggest you pick up that phone immediately and call whomever you need to call to expedite this.
Yes. Yes, of course.
You hear a faint scratching on the metal wall dividing the storage compartment you're in from the driver's seat and the space in between. The hatch in the wall slowly creaks open. Something is observing you. Someone. Another helicopter, circling wide this time around the prison. And screams, bang from somewhere, the smell of smoke. The vehicle moves again a little bit. The man looks at you, holding himself steady as the car rocks back and forth.
Can I see anything that's going on outside? Are we sitting in the...
You're in the storage compartment in the back. There are two tinted windows quite up in front of the vehicle. But you can see nothing in the back direction. It looks like the car is maneuvering inside the parking lot space, the locked parking lot space behind the gate, trying to get into position in a motorcade behind the other two, like they are preparing to leave. You can see two guards running across the yard towards this vehicle. Then you observe something else. The door between this compartment and the front compartment is open. It wasn't the last time you looked. When you looked at the window, it was still closed. The room you're in is almost entirely filled with racks of the blood bags that are stored here. The fridges that have been shipped in. They make it hard to see the entire space. You're in the front of the space. The fridges are between you and the exit. The man you were talking to is gone. Seem to be alone in the room. The door slams shut. He must have gone out. Someone is not banging on the back of the car.
Hello? Car. Yeah, hey, we need to back up a little more. Hey, we
There's somebody knocking on the back door, trying to open it.
Yeah, that would be bad, I think. There's something in there. But I need to make a phone call. I can contact the people who are supposed to follow us. I can say that I'm in the car, but they won't be able to get in here. If
you tell them to stop the car on the way out, they will, but is that really good for the operation?
I don't know. Hello? Who's in here?
You hear a sloshing sound as something or someone moves about, disturbing the fridges, moving the blood baths around inside. Must be right on the other side of these fridges right here. The banging continues more insistently. The voice comes from behind you. So, Dr. Bokor. It's a woman's voice. An old woman by the sound of it. Are you, satisfied? Being this close?
We should probably get you out of here. Yes, that would be potentially mutually beneficial, yes?
Yes, you get that gate open. And I want to whisper a word to your handlers about this. It is in our mutual interest that that gate opens.
But how can I get the gate open? What do I do? I don't... No, I'm not asking... Okay, we're in lockdown. Who's controlling? It must be some automatic system that's controlling the gates, right?
Probably the prison warden and several other officers have the authority to override those things. They would be in the administration wing or something if they are in their office still. Surely they do have that capability. The question is whether they will or not. I will open the doors now. You will exit, and you will make sure that that door opens. This will be the last time we come to this prison. You understand that? All this ruckus. We can't have that. So get out and open that gate!
I get out, but I really do not appreciate someone talking to me with that tone of voice. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to take that into consideration. But I get out, I think about my options.
Door slams shut behind you. You stand on the yard. Another helicopter coming in low comes circling off over. There are fires of burning smell, screws running back and forth. The private security people are forming up around the vans.
Where are my people? Are they still in a car somewhere outside? Do I know any of the helicopters? Don't I have someone I can call?
Yes, I mean you have your work as the psychologist of the prison. You know all of the normal routines. You have
Yes, I know the routine, but I
Newberg
don't have
on-
anything to do. Like, yes, I can call Newberg and have him call someone who can call the prison and tell them to open the gates. Or I can go over to the building where... Is it on fire? Is anyone even controlling the system anymore?
I mean, if you look around, and there's screws here on the yard. There are no prisoners here, so the riot can't have spread this far, at least.
Yes, I go over to the nearest guards and I tell them we need to get the gate open. The transport needs to leave. What do? How do we do that?
You know the standard routine of this. This is the prison is in the riot. If we open that gate, we risk prisoners getting out. We can't do that.
There aren't any prisoners anymore right here, but we need to get out and then closed again.
A little... Hey, an NGO picking up some donated blood.
That's
hardly worth taking a risk for. This is about my pay grade anyways.
So who is in charge? Surely I would know.
He points you towards the administration building. Sorry, we have a fire emergency right now. The administration's that way. The command center is set up right in there.
Fine. I run over to the administration. Meanwhile, I'm picking up my phone. I'm calling Newberg. I'm updating him on the situation. I'm telling him that he has to help.
You're yelling frantically in your cell phone as you enter into the administration building. The black car reverses as far away as it can from the gate and starts revving the engines. Gabrielle. There's a slightly septic smell in here, like the walls have been cleaned more recently. But there's also something else, a faint smell of shit and blood that rises above the cheap cleaning liquid. The hallways are lowly lit, nightlights. Sturdy armored doors on your right side, blank concrete wall with a large red line saying Isolation 4 and a large arrow. No one else is in the corridor. You can hear the sickly, wet sounds of something rhythmical thumping. And what was that? Was that a scream? Muffled gasp? Something.
Being in this state, this supernatural shadow sneaking is making me hyper aware in a way that I know could be somewhat addictive if I leaned into it. Because no one can see me here. No one can judge me. No one would even fucking know that I am here. I can do whatever I want. So I pushed it away. As I push the death of Mama away, I will deal with that later. I will focus on this. Focus on being the shadow in the dark. And I quietly goes closer towards that eerie sucking sound. Quietly.
As you peek around the corner, you see that the door is halfway open. There's a wet, dark stain on the threshold. And from in there, that's where the sounds come. Thumping, wet, something crashing, glass jangling. And then the deep slouching gulping that feels so familiar and yet so eerie. Someone is in there.
Can I sneak a peek in the slightly open door? Then I will do that.
You move as close as you dare. Throw in a glance, and there it is. In the back center of the room, Rudy is on the floor. His arm stretched up grotesquely. Someone holding a foot to his face, then diving down to bury that mouth in the flesh. It's hard to see what is on him. It's a blur. And then it looks up. Smelling for you. This wet slops of Rudy's blood pouring out of its mouth as it looks around, confused. Sloshing wet sounds as it steps around in Rudy's blood. He's still moving. Barely, but still moving.
How does it look?
Its hood, clothes, dark, a patch of white skin. I can't really see it from here. And now it seems to be aware of you, or at least searching for you. What do you do?
First I wanna raise my blood so I can get stronger, and then I'm gonna pounce.
You tighten yourself in for a pounce.
With the advantage of me being not visible.
It sniffs.
Yes, and success on rouse.
You're almost there.
Yes.
You can hear noise from above. The screams, the banging, the helicopters. All muffled, all tuned out. The only thing you hear now is that sniffing. You must be close. Close enough for you to jump in.
Then I fucking will. I don't even hesitate.
Just fly in with a snarl. Rudy's eyes with horror. You're in there with it. On the roof. As you watch the scene from the highest of the building scaffoldings inside the abandoned wing, you hear the thumping of another helicopter circling in closer and closer towards the prison. The smell of fires are everywhere. You can hear the steps of scores of prisoners making their way across the roof. The first one's already starting to emerge from the hole, clambering down into this space that you have led them to. And then a megaphone blares out.
To the leaders of this, please, to the wing, it will a representative for the prisoners. Please come to the ceiling. This is main negotiator Khan. This is main negotiator Khan. We will lower a radio so you can talk directly to us. There's no need for unnecessary violence.
The helicopter makes a circle round. That voice. Paul, it's Khan.
At first, I don't even react. Expecting someone to call out to cease and desist. Voice itself piques my curiosity a little, but I'm already on my way down, and then it comes. Khan. What the hell is he doing here? And it gives me the strong feeling of being the frontline force again. Just like in the military when you're a grunt and you don't know what the superiors are sending you into. But they know. I look up from where I'm about to climb down. Is there a clear way for me to get back? As I see my new friends and old Vlad Francis.
Yeah. Budanov and Lamprey are just making their way down the last ladder. There's a clear way up that way.
Francis, where is he at this point?
He's right beside you, just half a landing down the stairs.
I look at him, just exchange a glance. I say, Khan.
I, myself, am speechless, caught up in the moment, and I don't really say anything. After all, my attention then goes to the individual who it looked like was about to cause physical harm to Paul. What's Donnie doing at this moment with this announcement?
You look up, and you see there at the head of the ladder up there. There he is. He's not coming down, he's hunched there just above. And Songbird's with him.
I merely yell out to Paul. You have some problems up there, Paul. Up or down, I don't know. This is your plan.
I want that radio. I want to know if there's something that I should know. Damn it, Khan. Why? Why weren't you here 1 minute earlier? And, I look over to Vlad. I say, I need to get that radio. Come on.
I got you. He, is first up the ladder, motioning for you to come after.
I, follow him.
The first kick lands in Budanov's face. It's Donnie who kicks out. It connects in the big man's face. Budanov holds on for dear life. Yeah, he's holding on by one hand, almost losing grip. There's space enough for you to make it past. Donnie's leg is overextended and down. He kicks again and again towards Budanov's hands.
I try to swing around on the other side of the ladder so that I can try and get a hold of that leg and pull him down.
Donnie again aims a kick, this time for you. But you're on the other side already. Give me that brawling. With a -1 for the precarious position you are in.
What attribute?
Strength.
I get 3 successes at this.
You first feel a strong pain as it kicks on your fingers, but then your arm reaches out, you got him, you have him by the leg.
And I shout to Budanov, now, bring him down!
Budanov spits blood, reaches up, and tears Donnie down the ladder. Comes crashing down hard. The 7-8 meters below. He lies still. Above, the thumping of the helicopter grows fainter as it goes for another wide curve around the prison area.
Get away from there, Rodney. I know that you've got it in you. You helped me once. You don't need to do this.
Rodney looks down at you. He's got a knife in his hand. You thought you kept me singing. Do you know how much I hated that? Do you know how much I hated every moment of that? Of those fucking prayers, all that shit. I thought you were going to help me. I thought you were going to help me stand up against them. But you just made me your little songbird!
That wasn't me. They were the ones keeping you singing. I was trying to make you find yourself. Find more than just your small mind. Don't you see? There is another purpose to this. You brought people something.
He hesitates for a moment. Leadership plus charisma, please.
I'm actually going to use a willpower here. I get 2 successes. I feel like I'm going somewhere with this. I feel like I'm almost getting through. Why is this so important to me? Why? I don't know, but I keep talking to him. You know. You know that you're giving people something. They may be assholes, but you are good. I know why you cry. It's because you care. That is 5 successes.
He slops down on the roof. The knife clinks and falls down the hole, bounces off some of the steps of the ladder, falls down onto Donnie's bleeding body. He's just sitting there crying in the evening night, with the noise and the chaos of the riot around him. The way is clear.
I nod, and I let Buranov give me some space so I can climb up. I get up on that roof, I feel the wind and the fresh air. My fingers hurt. One hand is hard to close from the kicks. But I place it on his shoulder. On Rodney's shoulder as I look up towards the helicopter. I raise my other hand.
Rodney's body shakes under your hand as he takes it and grips it. The Eurocopter EC-135 with the distinct yellow-painted cop top comes swirling around in a wide arc, inching ever closer. Somebody opens the side doors to the helicopter and is standing there with a large white sack in his hand.
Please move as far high up on the roof that you can. Be prepared to take the dropped item.
The chopper comes closer, and you see the frame of a small woman. That smile, it's Kitwara. She holds the bag, throws it at you. It lands with a soft, wet thump, just a few feet away from you. It's a large packet of what looks like wet pillows with a polystyrene box taped on top of it. It lands securely with a wet slotch.
Oh, Lord Kitwara, I think to myself, never thought I'd be so happy to see your face again. I kneel down to the package. I just snatch it, nod up to them, then look down at Buranov, and I say, let's go.
This is Negotiator Khan. Please pick up.
Small, simple military radio buzzes on channel 3. Khan's voice.
I start making my way down, but I hand over the rest to Buranov as I hold the ladder with one hand and the radio in another. This is Richards. Good to hear your voice, sir.
This is Negotiator Khan of the UK Police. Are we speaking to the spokesperson of the prisoners?
I stop myself as I'm realizing how unofficial I just sounded. I feel like things are buzzing in my head now. This is Paul Richards, spokesperson of the current uprising in the prison.
We have heard your demands. We have seen your messages. We are concerned about the medical emergency that seems to be ongoing and know that all of the correct authorities have been contacted. There is no reason for further violence. You can step down.
I do stop there, as I'm still on the ladder. I realize what it is that is happening. And I also realize my own responsibility to these people. One, not so long ago, fell off the side of this building. I look up at Rodney, peek out my head again, And I say, are you aware of the situation where several people have died and that we need now affirmation and confirmation that the health of these prisoners is going to be taken seriously?
You have all our assurances that will be in full medical investigation and will immediately, and the reports that you have given of the conditions inside the jail are important, and it's things that will be taken care of with due process. But right now we need to calm the situation. Are there any prisoners inside the jail who you have identified as especially dangerous? Are there some who will not step down?
And I stop for a second, trying to just wrap my head around what it is that he's asking for this time. I know who has been driving the revolution and so on, but I think, is it other names that he's looking for? What makes sense to me at this point?
Yeah. You know his voice.
Yeah.
He's not asking for that. He's asking for the other thing. He only hunts one thing.
Exactly. And that, at this point, do I have any names of what blank bodies that we know are here? I mean, I know Rudy
the location,
is here.
and
Maybe
you know
that's
that
worth
Ellis and
mentioning.
And Rudy has made their way down there. It's down there. It is down there.
How?
Come in, Richards. Have you identified anyone?
Yes, there is one prisoner that is keeping in a separate location. I don't know the name of this one, but he has proven particularly resistant. He is in the abandoned ward. I think that one guard, her name might have been Ellis, is down there at this point, and another inmate that had broken free, one Rudy or something, is down there with them.
Exercise extreme caution, but you need to act. If you can get any risks onto the ceiling. Yeah, we have a second chopper incoming. We have a second chopper incoming in 30 minutes. Bring any risk factors. If you can't apprehend them, if you can't control them, bring risk factors to the roof. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That is understood. If possible, we'll try to incapacitate them before any pickup can be made.
Affirmative. This is an important step. Before we can take any further negotiation steps, we need to see that violence can be contained.
That is understood. We're going to do what we can on this end. I am going to relay to the other prisoners that our demands are willing to be heard.
Yes. You hear that somebody's pushing the send button.
Morse code?
Yes, Morse code. It's contact private.
I think to myself, there must be more in that bag. Or a number or something else. Got our phone back anyway. I send a quick affirmative back on the radio, holster it. As I clip it onto my belt, I again put my arm on Rodney and I say to him, they're listening to us. They're hearing us. And I put one fist up in the air to signal to all the other prisoners, they're hearing us. They are ready to comply. The truth has come out.
You see, as the now 2-3 helicopters are circling, more of the prisoners are making their way towards you. Some of them are cheering, otherwise others are picking up the speed. As you stand there and as you have taken the radio, more and more prisoners have made their way down the hole. And there must be 30, 40 of at least of them over on this side of the roof. One of them was waving one of the biggest "Help Us Medical Emergency" banners, comes sliding down the last bit and claps you on the shoulders. Knew it would work. It's good. This was the only way. And then he's down the hall as well.
Killer P delivers, I say.
Uh-huh.
Now listen. We have a problem downstairs. There's a prisoner that has been kept in isolation, and they are dangerous. Some people think that they have somehow behind this contagion or whatever has been going in between people. I just say this to a little of the group that is now assembling. We need to bring this one out of there, and for the chopper to take them out and get some sort of special medical treatment. I don't know all the details, but if we want to make sure that no one else gets this shit, that's what we need to do.
Yeah, you heard the man. Yeah, we head to isolation. Yeah, good. Towards ground level. Groups of 4. We meet up at the elevator. Okay?
While Paul has been winning over the crowd and saying something to Card, I obviously can't hear it from my distance, I have done 2 things, if I can. I have quickly assessed the condition of Donnie. Does he look like he's dead? Well, sometimes God does grant some wishes. Secondly, I have moved to see what actually is going on in the isolation ward. After all, this is all wonderful with Paul getting the masses together, but the mission is the mission, and I'm curious. Can I see what's going on down there?
Nothing except... Was that a scream? A loud bang, something down there.
I frowned to myself, and I think it's at that point that I notice Paul is apparently amassing an army to go in there, to which I think... Interesting, possibly a very bad idea, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Gabrielle. There's equipment everywhere. This is no ordinary cell. It stinks of blood and shit. It's... On the floor are hoses, plastic hoses. Empty, broken blood bags. Some sort of pumping equipment. Restraints. A bed with restraints in the middle. Yeah. Rudy is at the foot of the bed. The thing is there with him. You have time to see a broken, bloody red eye turn your way as you collide into the mass of clothes and stench that is him.
Fangs out. And I guess that I'm also coming from invisible to visible, so I have like a surprise moment, I hope. And then I will just tear him apart. Fangs out. I don't have claws, but like hands. I'm gonna do whatever I can to just kill that thing.
That would be biting and tearing and beating him to pulp, though.
Yeah,
I guess.
Oh yes, this is where we
so
are
yeah,
now.
You lunge in to try to grapple him at first, at least, to get him under control.
Yes.
Yes, brawl plus strength, and with 2 extra dice for the surprise.
7.
7 successes.
I'm angry. I'm fucking angry.
Phew. The table flies out of the way as it careens into his midriff, pushing him backwards. Something falls on his shoulder as he goes down, heavy and hard. He's not a big man, you realize. He's thinner than you. Maybe half a head shorter. He stinks. Covered in rags, layer after layer of prison clothing. Some of it stinking like it's been rotting for years and years.
Yes.
And then you hold his neck, or what's left of it. You realize that your hands are pushing through scar tissue and semi-healed pus. It looks like most of his lower jaw is gone, together with parts of his neck. giving his mouth a terrible, wide open look of a pit circled with shark's teeth. You bring him down, but that thing, that face, comes snarling up at you, snapping, biting, tearing. You have him down blocked. You see his neck. You could bite him.
This is evil. I am in a red state of rage, but I'm also the eye of the storm, calculating that this is the true evil. This is as ugly as he is evil, and I'm gonna tear this thing apart with all that I have, and I don't hesitate. I'm furious. I just saved Rudy's life, and I have to do it again for the third time. I don't even like the guy. I'm gonna end this once and for all, and this is how I do it. With my teeth. Like it should be. And I bite the fuck down.
Horrid, stringy, cold, dead flesh and blood crunches around you, but then it is like you bite the most succulent grape and it explodes into your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Old, rich, heavy blood gulping down, and then you feel it in your own neck. As he tries to bite, you try to fend him off. You manage to fend him off, but your neck scraped by the fangs. He's strong, terrifyingly strong. Your jaws are locked on him, shooing him. You're not letting go, but now he's rolling around, turning you over, pushing back at you, striking back, hands a flurry of milky white claws that seems to come from nowhere. It screams, it howls, it froths, as it with bestial rage tears at you. So can I have a defense with the same number? He has 6 successes, including a bestial crit.
At this point, I just wanna suck him dry.
Are you gonna try to stop him from lodging a bite on you and starting sucking? Or are you gonna let him do that?
I don't want to let go of my grip because that is fucking amazing. So can I stop him and still not?
Yes, with a -2 to your pool. So give me that.
Fuck. 3.
Try to fend him away, but it's rolling around in the medical equipment. Something of glass breaks under you. Pain. Just a moment of stopped concentration, and the arm you were warding it off with is bitten and bitten again, and then he bites down into your biceps and the artery in there, in the arm artery, and sucks, holding you with an iron grip. You lie there, on the floor now, wrapped in a lover's embrace, both with their fangs deep down, and you feel how fucking deep he sucks. All that power of that minuscule ancient body seems to be focused on that bite. But you are hungrier. For every gulp you take of the thick, fat liquid, you feel your hunger evaporating. Remove 2 hunger from drinking the low generation thick blood of the beast.
I will, at any cost, stay put.
Any cost.
This is it.
It is it. There can be nothing but you and your dead hearts.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the 3rd season of the chronicle No Man is an Island for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Our storyteller was Martin Ericsson, and we were also joined by Anna-Karin Linder and Freja Gyldenstrøm. The music was created by Lola Zaza, and the sound effects are from the fine folks at freesound.org, zapsplat.com, and Syrinscape. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon: Martin Heuschober, Nastasia Raulerson, Simon Cooper, David, Julia, Camilla, Ludwig Manford, Bob Lange, Julián, Cameron, Ryan F., and Xabier for their generous support. And we would of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check it out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult of Divinity Lost and Coriolis there, as well as get early and raw access to all of our recordings. You can also hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. And remember, death is not the end.